Okay, this is a wild topic, and I'm making this video mainly because when I was confused about this stuff that happened, I Googled it and I searched on YouTube, and there was no answers and nobody actually spoke about it. And I thought I might be the crazy one. So I'm making this video for all the other crazy people out there who've had this kind of experience on psychedelics. And yeah, it's an educational video, blah, 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 all the disclaimers and everything like that. But essentially, the topic is about when you have a psychedelic trip and your mind literally tries to destroy yourself or destroy your body. I'm not going to say the word because I think it like shadow bans the video when I say the word. The word shadow ban might actually even shadow ban my video. So I don't even know. Maybe I'm going to bleep it. I don't know what's going to happen post video. This is a bit of a messy one. But your mind tries to like destroy. So you do like any psychedelic that you do, and you basically have this overwhelming feeling of self-destruction. And it's the most terrifying feeling ever. Your mind or your ego convinces you that the answer to all of the problems that you have is that you need to be destroyed. And you're kind of like, what? No. And then in the back of your head, you're just like, oh, fuck, like, that's kind of true, isn't it? I need to be destroyed. And then you just go down this kind of psychotic like rabbit hole where your brain is just like, you're scared as fuck, but then you're also like, you're also just like with this weird conviction and this fear of self-destruction. And you're torn all over the place. And it's super disorientating and confusing. Like, just to put it into context, like in my day-to-day life, I'm a happy-go-lucky guy. I don't know if you can tell from my videos, but like, I'm pretty happy being alive. And I enjoy this whole aliveness thing. It feels like a blessing. Like, my whole life situation is very nice. I like the direction that I'm going. I like where I am. All of this good stuff. But sometimes, when I take psychedelics, it goes the complete opposite direction. But it's not like it doesn't feel like there's a correlation. There is, and I'm going to explain what's actually going on there to basically free you from some of this kind of confusion that I had. But it feels like there's no correlation. It feels like, wait, when I'm happy, when I'm sober, why, when I take psychedelics, am I going into this deep psychotic spiral of self-destruction? Like, what the fuck's going on there? And so I was very confused by this, but I figured it out. And I asked very wise people, and they gave me insights into what the hell's actually going on. And I watched the movie as well. And this movie, if you've had this experience, this movie will be like so familiar, because you'll be like, oh my God, that is exactly what was going on during these trips. And another thing, this happens to me like basically, or it's happened to me a lot. It's happened to me in all different types of psychedelics, a similar experience of just losing the plot and feeling like I wanna, And so what's actually going on is this is your ego's last resort. This is the final defense mechanism, the final act of control. It's the last, like, it's literally the last thing it has in its arsenal as it's about to be destroyed. It's the last chance it has to take control. And the way it does that is by telling you things in your head of just kind of self-destruction or whatever, just like putting yourself in a... I'm not going to say the words, okay? I want this video to reach the people. You know what I'm talking about. The ego is telling you to do that. And that way it's asserting kind of its realness. Like, if I can cause the body to do that, if I can make it do that thing, then it means I'm real. That means that I have power, that I have control, that I'm actually a real ego and I'm a thing that exists. It's literally a last defense mechanism, because if it can do that, it's kind of like, oh fuck, like I did have power all along. Obviously it's an illusion and you've kind of like mistaken your ego to be you. You're not actually your ego. You're not actually those thoughts telling you to do things. Like we all have crazy thoughts, but when we're like in a sober state, we can kind of disidentify from a lot of those crazy thoughts. But in this state, you're basically one-to-one with these thoughts and you're kind of going crazy. And so it's difficult for you to disidentify from them. But it's a defense mechanism and it's the final trick. And seeing past this, these kind of deep and dark thoughts is like super scary, right? And it's using fear to kind of hide. Like your ego is using fear to hide what's actually going on. It's saying, don't look here, don't look here. Like, don't actually look into these thoughts. They're scary. Don't see how empty they are. Don't see like how powerless these thoughts are. This is scary. Like, don't look here. Just look at the next thought. Look how scary the next thought is. The next thought could be something that puts you in harm's way. Look there, look there. And it's like this like ultimate magic trick where it's just guiding your attention just away from the obvious thing in the room, which is the fact that you as an ego don't exist. It's guiding you away from that and just kind of distracting you. It's the ultimate magic trick. The fear of death is the ultimate magic trick because it feels so real. It feels like the most real thing, but it's not. It's not the most real thing. And this is really well expressed in the movie Revolver. And you see this exact thing happening, basically. It's literally like, it's the exact thing. The whole movie's about awakening. And so when you're having this like psychedelic experience, you gotta ground yourself somehow and really just like look where the ego doesn't want you to look. And I think if you're watching this video and this all seems like eerily familiar, you're probably in the same boat as me, as where you didn't really have the tools necessary to deal with this stuff when you were doing psychedelics. Like you did the psychedelics, but you weren't grounded previously. The way to like avoid this, and if you've never experienced this, you're probably in this category, is like, this isn't really a good place to do growth or work on yourself. Like you're in a psychotic state, you're kind of losing the plot. It's not a good place to do the inner work. Ideally, you don't want to be in these situations, but like me, maybe this happens to you even if you just do like a tiny bit of like shrooms or whatever the heck. Like if you just do a tiny bit and this happens to you, like you need to basically develop your skill set and your mind and your tools and your life in a way that's more robust and grounded, so you don't spiral, and so you like actually have enough mindfulness to do some deep work and inquiry in these states. Don't get me wrong, you can break through from the fear, but it's just like a bit of a hassle. And you just prepare for these situations by meditating, cleaning up your life and your diet and all of that stuff. And more than anything, just meditate. Like get your mind and your attention under your control, so the monkey mind has less power. And so when you're in this like self-destructive state, you can kind of get a grip on it and just kind of like stop being pulled along by the magician's tricks. And that way you're not going to spiral and you're not going to feel like, oh, these thoughts are super real. Yeah, fuck. But it's fucking crazy. Okay. And so nobody else I've seen on the internet has spoken about this. I don't really know if anyone else experiences this. Like, if you've watched to the end of this video and you're like, holy fuck, that's my experience, leave a comment, because I want to know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm literally the only crazy one. But from the like wise people that I've consulted on this topic, they said like, oh, that makes sense. Like, that makes sense. I think maybe it's something everyone goes through at some point. Like, it's in the Buddha story, like the final stuff, like the Mara, like the demon coming up, that's just his inner thoughts, right? It's just like, who are you? Or like, what about death? And all of this stuff that Mara is saying to the Buddha and stuff. Like, are you like, you're not deserving of enlightenment and stuff. And it's in the movie Revolver. It's also in the book Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse. And it's like right before the moment Siddhartha's about to throw himself into the river, like his ego has convinced him to throw himself into the river. Maybe I should have put a spoiler warning because the book's so good. Right now he's about to throw himself into the river, and then he wakes up and he realizes that his ego was chatting shit. It was just waffling. It was literally about to cause him to harm himself, like out of just him believing that it's a real thing, this ego thing that he's talking about, or the ego thing that's whispering in his mind. And so, yeah, basically, this video has been messy as fuck. It's confusing as fuck. And hopefully it makes a little bit of sense, and hopefully it resonates. More importantly, like, I hope it finds the person who's gone through this and doesn't know how to make sense of it, and is now more like, oh shit, okay, like, that's not me. That's just my ego's defense mechanisms. Like, I'm not like that's just, it doesn't define you. I just hope I get that message across. But yeah, that's everything for this video. If you enjoyed it, I like you. You're a pretty cool person. And if you want help just working on yourself, like on a spiritual level, on a personal level, on a material level, even all of the levels, just check out my link down below. And for now, peace and love.